Hey there everybody, welcome back. Today I want to show you how to use a control switch rather than a scene switch to change a bunch of things on your Fractal AX8. So I've got a very basic rhythm tone set up here with the FET boost, the C++ amp model, and a free impulse from the Fractal forum, this Zilla cab with a WGS Retro 30 speaker. It sounds really, really good. I'm into it. It's really nice and balanced, sounds super chunky, so look for that one on the forum. I think it's one of the best sounding free IRs there are out there. Anyway, moving on. Let's say you've got this as your basic rhythm sound and you want to be able to step on a switch that will, I don't know, turn on a delay, turn on a solo boost, and turn on the boost in the amp block. So you could do this easily with scene switching. However, with scene switching, you'd have to go in and allocate the status of the control switch to the boost. That's the only way to turn this boost on and off. Actually, no, it's not. You could easily assign it to a scene control or something. I lied. Forget about what I just said. But anyway, for the purposes of this demo, what I'm going to do is create a parametric EQ block as a solo boost. I've got a little preset in my blocks library called solo boost, so that's easy. And then I'm going to create a delay block. And for me, I've got my preset here. So there we go. That's nice and easy. And let's say I wanted to turn both of these on. I could obviously, on scene 2, I could set all the relevant states, making sure that XY switching doesn't change and things like that. Turn that all on, hunky-dory, and have scene 1 and 2. Another way to do it, though, is if I didn't want to worry about scenes, say I wanted this to run more like a traditional pedal board, where imagining I've got a bunch of other effects and they're eating up my 8 foot switch slots, what I could do is this. I'm going to go into the parametric EQ block on the bypass mode. I'm going to right click this guy here and it will bring up the modifier menu. So I will set that to control switch 1. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same for the delay block. Control switch 1. And then I'm going to do the same in the amp block. I'll assign this to control switch. Oh, that's already assigned to control switch 1. Well, hunky-dory. So then I can go over here in my foot switches menu. You can see I've got a bunch of scenes. And then I can assign a control switch there. So what is nice about this as opposed to scene switching is this is obviously independent of the scenes I'm on. So I might set up my scenes, for example, with a scene controller on the gain control to basically be like the channels on an amp. So you might have really, really low gain, you know, edge of breakup, more gain, and super saturation. So you can think of that like a 4-channel amp. And then this control switch is going to let me, no matter what scene I'm on, manually turn this delay and boost on at the same time. So if I wanted to play a solo with scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, however I've got it set up, I have this universal control switch to do that. So let's see what happens there. I've assigned it to the main menu. Here's my rhythm tone. I'm going to press a control switch right now. And there we go. Just by turning that on, it doesn't matter where I am. Say, for example, on scene 2, I wanted totally different amp and cab. I'm going to set this to the Y state, whatever it is. This solo 88 rhythm sound. I'll just make sure that this isn't going to be too loud. So completely different amp. And if I press the control switch now, I get the same solo boost. So this would be really handy, you know, if you were running like a Fender style amp on scene X and a Marshall amp on scene Y, and I don't know, scene 1 and 2 were for the Fender and scene 3 and 4 were for the Marshall, but you needed to play a guitar solo and have a boost on either amp, you would set your control switches up to do this independent of the scenes. It's a really awesome way to go about it, and I think an underutilized trick. So there is one way to use the control switches. Another one would be, you know, if you had, I don't know, let's put a phaser on or something like that, and I'll assign the rate to a control switch. The same control switch, actually, but I won't have it control the bypass mode. So what this is going to do, I can set the minimum value. Let's set around there, and the maximum value around here, so that what will happen is, say I want to manually turn the phaser on for different parts of songs or for a solo. So I want to play a solo, but I don't want the phaser on. That's cool, and I can manually bypass it. But for my solo, I want a really high rate with the phaser. But then when I'm playing rhythm guitar, I want a low rate on the phaser, and I obviously don't want the parametric EQ and the delay on. But when I play a solo, I want a high rate. And that's another cool way to integrate this whole control switch thing into the way you're using your rig. No matter what, when I'm playing a solo, I've got this set up so I've got a high rate, and I can independently turn the phaser on and off with a dedicated foot switch. Or when I'm playing rhythm guitar, I want the phaser with a low rate. And you can do this for any type of effect or any parameter that has a modifier, like you can see here with the phaser, the depth, the feedback, the level, the mix. You can do all of these by attaching, just right-clicking in AX8 and attaching a modifier. Obviously, if you're not using AX8, you'd press Enter on the physical menu. So there you go, control switches. I'll put this preset up to download if you want it as well. I'll go ahead and save it, and I'll assign this phaser to a foot switch as well, so you've got it. And you guys can grab this preset, grab the free impulse from the forum. I'll link you to it, and you can go ahead and have some fun. Cheers.